Oh, that's good. Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to Dubious Engineering. We need to solve a problem. The problem is my mother has dementia. And she even has one of these little emergency bracelets, but she doesn't know what it's for. She just thinks it looks pretty. Can you just remind me, what's that for?
I have no idea. It's a lovely little red thing. It looks very nice on my arm. Yeah. And so I walk up and down the lane and show it off.
Do you? Good for you. Okay. My plan, and I know she'd want me to do this if she were sound of mind, she would want me to set up some kind of security system so we could see if anyone was trying to break into the house and be alerted by it. And she would also want us to keep an eye on her. Not in her private places, clearly. This won't be installed in bathrooms or bedrooms. But we're going to put some Blink indoor cameras inside the house. Good thing about these cameras have two-way speakers in them. So if we need to, we can talk to her through the camera. We're going to put some cameras outside as well. And she doesn't have an internet connection at home, so we're going to use one of these SIM routers. And that means having a little monthly contract type SIM. So let's just quickly talk about pricing. So for £16, you can get unlimited data on a 3SIM in the UK, which is fantastic. Then we have the TP-Link here, which was about £100. That's the 4G LTE router. And then the Blink indoor cameras, 2 cameras and a module, cost about £50 each. And then the Blink outdoor cameras, 3 cameras and a module, cost about £70 each. And then we need to sign up to the Blink app as well, and I think that's about £8 for 8 cameras. And then you can look at the cameras on your phone, figure out what's going on, you get message alerts. So let's get all of this lot unboxed, let's configure it, and let's get this set up around my house first, so that when I install it at Mum's place, it goes in lickety-split. Okay, so first job of the day is to get this router set up. Ouch. Paper cut already. What's in the box? Router and a power supply, I expect. So in the box then we've got the TP-Link router itself, which is quite cool. And on the back of it, just here, you can see the SIM card slot. And it has a couple of optional antennas that you can fit, and yes indeed we have those optional antennas. So we'll get that set up, and it's a power supply. I mean, this is really not going to be a hardship. And then we have a year contract SIM. And this is my favourite bit. Peeling the layer of protective plastic off of the piano black. I mean, that actually looks quite beautiful, doesn't it? Anyway, really easy. Screw the antennas in, plug a power supply in, boom, there we go, and now we'll chuck the SIM card in. Well, I'll tell you right now, that was the easy bit. You can't actually see on here what the lights are telling you very easily. This TP-Link, the LEDs really don't show up very well at all. Good news, I've tested it. I've tested it with the phone. Everything is up and running. So that's Wi-Fi done. Let's get that out of the way. Let's fire up these battery-operated Blink cameras. Now, that's the thing that I found quite incredible about these. Apparently, there are batteries. There's 2 batteries that go in each unit. And these are lithium-style AA cells. And apparently they last a couple of years with this. So I guess perhaps what happens is this runs power saving mode most of the time. And if somebody crosses its path, it then fires up the camera, establishes if they're in a zone that you don't want them to be in, and then records them and alerts you. So we've got to pull some covers off the back of it, undo this screw, and then we've got to install these batteries. I don't think this is going to be a hardship at all. Next part of the mission is to plug in the power supply for the master module, which is this guy right here. And what this does is it keeps everything alive and connected to the internet through the router. Okay, so we've got a red flashing light on the camera now, which is great. And now it tells us that we need to install the app. So all we've got to do is point our camera at that, and boom, it pops up with a website for Blink. It looks as though things are working. So you press a button, and boom. It's a little bit of a delay, but yeah, you can see me waving my hand around there. And you can talk through a little tiny speaker on the front of the unit. And there she is, my fabulous wife, hanging out some washing. Thankfully they're not smalls. Anyway, you're looking at her through the window here. So let's see if we can find her on the garden camera. And there we go, she's just out of shot. Fantastic. So the way these cameras work, they have a passive infrared sensor at the top here that detects motion. And as soon as that's detected motion, it then fires up the camera itself. And the camera then streams video images back to the little sync box that you saw me setting up earlier. The software doesn't show you live feeds of all of the camera's information, like you'd expect perhaps from a more traditional type of webcam. In order to activate each camera, you have to actually click on the camera to tell it to go ahead and stream some information. And so here you'll see an upside down picture of some garages outside the back of our property. The software gives you the ability to be able to record and keep a certain amount of footage from activated cameras. So each camera can be set up independently, and that gives you the ability to be able to grey out certain zones where perhaps there's a public footpath or something along those lines. So on top of zones we have re-trigger times, sensitivity of the passive infrared device, the clip length, how long it records for, and various other settings. So another bonus with these cameras is that the infrared sensor also has an infrared light transmitter associated with it as well. So when you activate this at night, it actually broadcasts or puts out a beam of infrared light, giving you the ability to be able to see a little bit more clearly through the camera lens itself. And actually, nighttime viewing is really quite impressive. So here's a little bit of footage in my dark bedroom of my poor wife getting a message from me telling her to get out of bed as I was walking down to the post office this morning. I hope you enjoy it. It was fun for me. Time to get out of bed. Get out of... Well, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, as always, for watching Dubious Engineering. Give us a good old thumbs up. Really appreciate that. Subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next video. Perhaps go check out one of our other videos. Cheers and beers, people. Take care. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye for now.